Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show, an impromptu interview that I am overwhelmed and overjoyed to be able to bring to you. This is very exciting, very unique. You might be wondering who this beautiful lady is standing beside me. It's Joan Rosenberg-Dent, and why we're standing here outside of the Compass Rose, I feel your energy, I feel your happiness, and it's just oozing off you right now. And the reason for that is, if you look between us at the back, Joan created this. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It is so cool.
Thank you.
And like I said, you're just beaming right now. And
I am so thrilled to have my pieces on the ship. I have never seen them hung before.
Right.
This is such a thrill for me. I cannot even express how I feel.
On the first day you gave me a call and I came to meet you and you were like, they're so beautifully presented, beautifully lit, and and they are. So where we are right now is just outside the Compass Rose restaurant, and on both the port and the starboard side we have Land is the title,
Correct.
and Sea, which is behind us.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about your studio and how the concept came about.
Actually, I was a dancer before.
Okay.
From
tell from
a
your
long,
posture.
long time ago. And I was at a dance concert, and it was a Japanese concert, and they were doing a piece called Liguri. And one part was all about the land, and one part was about the sea, and it was so beautiful and so moving that I decided I wanted to do the land and the sea.
Right. You found inspiration.
That was my inspiration
Yeah.
for the piece, for both of the pieces.
Sure.
So that was the inspiration. And then from there, these are all made out of porcelain, by the way.
Porcelain.
Porcelain.
Okay, that's incredible. You
And
have to
they're-
look at these. This
And
is
they're
amazing.
naked porcelain
Okay.
because I don't glaze anything.
Right.
I don't want to sugarcoat them. I love the way the light hits the porcelain and it's translucent and you can see it through if there were a window on the other side. But the shadows and the light are part of my whole piece.
Sure.
So therefore, all my pieces are usually all white naked porcelain.
Right.
And that's kind of what I'm known for.
Sure. You mentioned sort of how this came to be, and it's really kismet, really. You were speaking to social hostess Tammy when you said you were on. Was it on the Mariner or?
I can't remember.
But you were on a ship, and it wasn't that long ago, really. It was probably like a year and a half.
It was before COVID.
So pre-COVID, okay.
So I was talking to the social director there, and I had gotten to know her.
Sure.
And every time I'd come on board, she'd say, "Let me see your new work." And I showed her some pictures of what I was doing, and she was blown away. And she said, "You must go show our cruise director, Andy."
Many of our guests know Andy and Tammy. They cruise with them regularly,
Wow.
so they know exactly who you're talking about. Andy and Tammy Heath, yeah, they're wonderful.
And he said, "Listen, they're building this new ship called the Splendor, and it's going to be almost all white, and your pieces would be stunning there." And I said, "You're kidding?" They said, No. So here's a card. Call this number, and let's get your pieces seen."
Can you imagine? It's just wonderful.
And the next thing I knew was Frank Del Rio loved your pieces, and it was like, oh my gosh, I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
So that's really how it started. It's interesting how you meet people and the impact they have on your life.
Yeah.
And what happens it's very amazing.
And then you pack them all up very carefully, I might add, and ship them from Sacramento all the way to Italy to the shipyard. And
Well, actually, they were building the ship at the time,
Right.
just starting to build the ship, and she wanted these pieces as soon as possible. So you can see that hundreds of porcelain pieces are each handmade. So it took hours and hours and hours for each to complete each, and then I had to crate them and wrap them and wrap them and wrap them and bubble wrap,
Right.
and then I put the acrylic over it, and then had crates built with foam, and then they had to get to Italy. So I live in Santa Barbara, so from my house, then they went to LA,
right.
to the airport, and then from there to Italy, and shaking that these pieces would
Yeah.
make it, because they're made out of a very fragile material, and they had to travel a great distance, and they came here perfect.
You have offered us something extraordinary, I have to say, and so we're going to tell everybody about it.
Thank you.
You have offered up a presentation where you will bring a group of people, we'll physically distance, and you will tell people more about the artwork. This is your vision?
Well, what I'd like to do is do a very informal, interactive talk with who's ever interested in art, and talk more about my motivation, my inspirations, and I think it might be interesting to share my process.
Sure.
Because it's a very complicated process.
Yeah.
And people always ask me, what is this material, and how did you do it, and how do you form it, and what's it about? And I would love to share that process with who's ever interested. So we were thinking about doing it in Portofino.
Portofino, yep.
Around 5 o'clock.
Yeah, and you'll find it in the daily program. We'll put it in passages so that you can see and know. We'll do it right here, right in front of the artwork, obviously, because you'll be speaking about it. And as many or as few, come and judge. It's wonderful. When you mentioned that it was porcelain, I didn't get that. And now that I'm thinking about how much work and creativity that went in, it's just stunning. So thank you so much. Again, Portofino, 5 o'clock, we'll put it into the program. Pop on by. And they also have a short little video that we're going to be playing as well. So probably take as long as little as you would like to talk about, but informal.
Right.
Pop on by.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Hope to see you there.
Thank you very much, Joan, for joining the show, and it's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, David.
yes, thank you. Hopefully we'll see you all there. Take care now.